Hi, I'm Natalie, aka Mama Neptune. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to enjoy me some nice cold water. And I'm going to be doing a reading on R. Kelly today. Before I start, I'm going to pull up his natal chart so I can do my best to kind of see, get a general sense of what his energy is. So that's just from the astrology of things. We'll definitely get into it by way of reading into him. What I am going to do is going to throw some bones. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Okay. So let me just double check and see if this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Because I'm winging this, so I don't know. I don't have any particular questions. We're just going to find out what we see in this reading. Do you want me to throw bones first? All right, so that's a yes. All right. Connecting with the energy of R. Kelly. I just want to say that my spirit board is very powerful. I wish I could show you exactly what I see, but I'm going to describe it to you, okay? Let me move this out of the way just so you can kind of see a little bit better. So what fell is that I have this gold cap, okay? And for me, this gold cap represents first of all, it's a cover. You know, you're covering something. But it also is that you're covering something with something like this valuable. You know what I'm saying? You're putting something valuable on top of something else. So you're covering something that you want to protect, obviously, because this cap is covering something that can be spilled out, something that has a content that can be wasted if it isn't covered or protected. And you're covering it with something shiny, something that's valuable, something that is going to entice people. And it actually fell right on top of my devil tile. So what I'm showing is that it's that he's containing this devil inside of him by way of a nice presentation on the outside. And so people are kind of looking at this gold cap and they're like really enticed by the gold cap, but they don't actually know what it's covering or what's the contents inside of what the cap is containing. And so there's that. Okay. I also have that there is a lot of measures that he's been taking to protect himself. A lot of measures. I mean, I feel like he has a small team of people that protect him. Specifically because I have words that are also that I'm using as bones that I throw, and depending on where they fall, I definitely look at that as a message as well. And one of the words that fell was an attached sign on top of the gun. And so when I see the gun, it does change from reading to reading. But in the context of this one, what I'm seeing is that he's attached people with guns to him. So I feel like he has a lot of protection. I feel like there's a lot of people who are in his life that carry guns. I feel like he himself may carry a gun or have a small arsenal available. I also have this bone. This bone is a shoe. This is a high-heeled shoe. High heels are things that we wear that are really uncomfortable, but it's like a thing that's a choice. It's a choice to go and do something or put something on that's uncomfortable for the sake of looking good or for the sake of having people look at us differently. So what I'm seeing for this, especially with it being on top of the gun, I'm seeing this is something, this is a measure that he's taking purposefully. You know what I'm saying? Like he's putting himself in positions to where he needs to have protection. He's putting himself in positions where he's living a lifestyle that it's going to require him to have guns or to have some sort of protection. Because again, guns are not necessarily vital or necessary in life. These are things that are human constructs. This firearm is not necessarily something that we really truly need to sustain a life or healthy or happy life. This is something that was brought upon us by other types of people. We were living just fine without guns before. So this is a very dangerous position that he's putting himself into, but it's also kind of like a cloak that he puts on and off. It's like shoes that you put on and off. You don't even really need shoes, to be quite honest. But at the same time, this is something that he's purposefully putting himself into, is what I'm seeing. I also have the souvenir, the follow, and the dime. And that is all falling on top of the penis. I have a towel that represents a penis. Yes, I do. And as you can see, this is one of the reasons why I laughed when I saw it, because that's why I say my spirit board is very powerful, because we all know that R. Kelly thinks with his penis. All right, so that's why he follows that. He follows where his erection leads, because that's exactly what I have on my board is an erect penis. And the follow is on top of that. Also a souvenir, meaning there's baggage, meaning there's history, meaning that there is memories associated with the penis that he has that's erect, which he follows it. The dime is also a relatively it's like a relatively important value or that he has in his life associated with his sexual escapades. So he reveres them. I feel like he also goes back into his mind and jacks off and peruses his mind for the things that he's done sexually, and he gets himself turned back on by the things that he's done. I'm also seeing blood on top of it's on top of two tiles, so I'm going to read it as two. It's on top of the battery, so meaning that there's blood on the top of the battery, which means that there's energy source, the energy that he gets by way of bloodshed, by way of sacrifice. So that's going to be something that's interesting to look into in this reading. I'm also seeing blood on top of the marijuana leaf, which means that there is definitely some sort of drug use involved. More than likely a sedative, more than likely something that is going to calm or relax people. This is not actually on a towel at all, so I'm not going to read that. I'm also seeing this is a cigarette butt, and this is a keychain, which I read it as attachment. So he has a negative bad habit and attachment to ideas because it's on top of the light bulb. So he has a lot of bad habits for his mind. His mind has a lot of dark, nasty thoughts, and he also has a lot of attachments to the ideas that he goes and he has in his head. So I feel like he feels that he needs to follow through with these actions that he thinks and experiences. So I see Santa Muerte, which I look at her as a protection. I also look at her as like the afterlife. And I'm also seeing the quarter, and I'm also seeing the dime. So this is like a relatively high importance of value that he may have of sort of protection of the afterlife that he and it's on top of the Black Widow, which the Black Widow is a person that I would see as a conniving. Also see this as a person that's manipulative. Also see this as a person that is dangerous, that is a predator, that when you look at the Black Widow, what does the Black Widow do? She's an arachnid that will mate with a male and kill him after she sleeps with him. And so this tells me that he is a predator, and that's a very high thing that he protects himself for. And I feel like he has somehow garnered protection with a darker entity that he works with, which is why I saw the sacrifice for the battery as well. So I'm also seeing the sage on top of the thoughts, the imagination. So I feel like he needs to sage and cleanse his mind and purify his thoughts. I'm also seeing a key on top of the ghost. So I do feel that he does practice some sort of spirituality, some sort of black magic. I do feel like he actually asks for spiritual protection. I'm also seeing a dime and the seed on top of the hourglass. So I feel like for more than anything, he's asking for more time. I feel like he's asking for time to get himself together. I feel like he's asking for time to invest more. I don't know what the seed is representing right now, but I feel like he's trying to get more time, and I'm going to find out what exactly that means as I go deeper into the reading and as I do tarot card pulls as well. I also see a queen on top of the queen word on top of the rat, which means that there is a woman around him that is very sneaky. She's very mousy. She has like a very finicky, bunched up face. She's really beady, shifty, eyes moving like this. She's very paranoid, and she's a thief. Not only is she a thief, but she cannot be trusted for anything. She will try to steal in your face. I honestly feel that she is kind of like she's a rat. I don't feel that she is a woman that he can trust. I feel like he is going to be ratted out by this rat woman. But she is kind of in a higher position in his life. I feel like she does have some people under her when it comes to whatever it is that he's doing. But she is she's very highly involved with him. I'm also seeing the rose quartz, which is love, but love that can be blinding. And that's over the extraterrestrial being. So I'm not entirely sure what his relationship is to the outside world or to the supernatural, but I do feel that he has an affinity, or he has a sort of fondness for supernatural. I feel like he may dabble into conspiracy theories and things of the sort. I feel like he really believes in conspiracy theories. I feel like he also kind of may know about who the Anunnaki are, or the Pleiadians, or reptilians and stuff, like reading about what David Icke was saying, or like the Lost Book of Enki, stuff like that. So mythology and like how the world started, and by way of science fiction and things like that. He has like a really deep rooted imagination. I don't feel like he has a true understanding of it, but I feel like he has a desire to learn more. I feel like those are things that really do interest him, because I feel like it helps him to feel better about the way his mind works. I'm also seeing a penny on top of the vulture, and the penny on top of the vulture is telling me that he actually doesn't really care for the people who are around him really only using him. I feel like he actually is cool with that. I feel like as long as he keeps them happy and he keeps them fed, he feels like they are going to be fine. Right now, they're not really needing too much. I feel like he thinks, oh, this is just pennies. This is nothing. oh, you just need your bills paid and you're not going to tell me, you're not going to rat me out, or you're going to keep my secrets, or you're going to help me construct or conspire to do this, and this. All right, cool. So he doesn't really care about the finances that he's losing for the people around him. He doesn't really care. He feels like everybody's going to have their price. And he feels like a lot of people are lowballing themselves. So like his finances going to them and taking care of people and making sure other people are eating good is not a big deal to him. I'm also seeing a wig cap on top of the witch tile, which basically means that he is covering up some sort of magic, some sort of witchcraft that he is doing. So he either has people in his life that do black magic for him, or he himself is trying to do black magic. I don't feel like he's a very powerful sorcerer. I feel like if anything, he does it to kind of conceal or to kind of plant illusions over the things that he does in his life. And last but not least, I see the open cap on top of the stove, which means that he has something cooking. There's definitely something brewing going on. He's up to something. He's getting ready to make another move. It's kind of one of those things where you got to kind of keep a watchful eye on this man, because it is something that's happening. And then if you don't watch out, it will burn right in your face. So that's pretty much the energy that's surrounding R. Kelly. I wanted to call him Tyler Perry. I don't know why. Describe to me the personality of R. Kelly. The devil. Anyway, describe to me the personality of R. Kelly. And did you know the devil in tarot represents Capricorn, which is so funny because I guess I guess the devil represents, wanting material things in life and all that other stuff, but I don't think I'm a devil. I don't think that's me anyway. What is the personality of R. Kelly? Tell me some things about him that you feel I should know. Woo! The personality. All right. It's like as I'm shuffling these cards, I'm definitely feeling R. Kelly's energy. And it's just like a really uneasy feeling. Like it feels like somebody is like breathing down my back, down my neck. Like my spine is tingling, and I really don't like it. I'm not really comfortable with R. Kelly's energy, but we're just going to do this reading anyway. And somebody had asked me about when I did the Aaliyah reading, why didn't I bring up R. Kelly? To be quite honest, I don't feel like she wanted to bring him up, and that's why she didn't. R. Kelly's energy, I feel like he's going to be more revealing. Like I feel like he's more so energy that he wants you to know what he does, because he doesn't feel like he can be touched. So I feel like his energy is going to reveal a lot more about the whole situation than Aaliyah's would have. All right. Have I shuffled enough? All right, I have. All right, let's see. What is the energy? What is R. Kelly's personality? What is his personality? Okay, so for his personality, I'm seeing the Ace of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and the Emperor. I'm also seeing the Ten of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the Princess of Pentacles. I'm also seeing the Ten of Pentacles, the Prince of Wands, and the High Priestess. Okay, so let me go through these one by one. All right. Number one, Ace of Pentacles, okay? When I get this card, I feel like this is a person that comes from humble beginnings. I see the ace. Ace means you're starting out with pretty much nothing, you know, nothing but a dream, nothing but an idea, nothing but a thought, nothing but a dollar. You know what I'm saying? He started off with nothing. I feel like he kind of always knew that he would be better or he would want more. I feel like with this, especially with this being the Ace of Pentacles, this is like the inception. This is something where you feel like the sky's the limit. Look at this big ass star in the middle. I feel like he kind of always knew he was going to be a star or he wanted to be a star. Sorry, my. And so as I'm looking at this as well, I'm looking at it like it's a big old tree. It's a tree with flowers on it. It's a tree with leaves on it. There's a butterfly going around. Oh, wow. There's a dragon at the bottom of this tree as well. So this is like my first time really reading this card for real. And so I feel like he kind of had maybe like I would say somewhat of a sheltered childhood as well. He was kind of protected, but at the same time, the people who protected him were also the most dangerous. I feel like he had some sort of situation happen with his upbringing, with the people who he was close to, and who he knew were like dangerous to him, you know. I also see a heart in the center of the star, so I feel like he would escape his reality. I feel like he kind of always wanted to. I feel like him wanting to be a star was really like his ultimate dream. Like he had a very strong emotional attachment to this. I feel like he kind of had the syndrome of wanting to fly away and be that butterfly that he has right here in the corner. I don't feel like he had the most promising childhood, but I feel like him thinking and dreaming about the future is really what got him through what he went through. And I also feel like he would like either run away or he would sneak out. There was something about him doing things when this person that was hurting him was sleeping. So he's the Knight of Wands. So what I'm seeing for the Knight of Wands is that when I see this person, this is a young man that is coming into his own. I also feel like this is a young man that's put into a position of manhood quite early. This is a young man who is pretty much fighting a fight without really knowing what the fight is for. I feel like he may have been made to do things that didn't really make sense to him and really weren't explained well to him. I'm also seeing him having a lot of pride and a lot of honor. I feel like this is possibly because he felt the need to be the man of the house. I have not seen much about a father figure in his card so far. I feel like there's going to be something in him, an energy in him that never grows up as well. When I see this card, this is the card for the Emperor. Okay. I definitely see him having two really close, no, three really close associates to him. Um, and one of them being that woman, and two of them being, I want to say men. And those men are like, they're men who kind of do the dirty work for him or bear the brunt of the work, like workhorses, basically. I also see him as sitting really comfortably on a throne. Um, this is really interesting because he has his hand out on this in this picture, and this hand being out is where the lioness is eating out of. I feel like either she's bringing something to him or he's giving something to her, but there's always like an even exchange between him and her. Either she's bringing him girls and he's giving her money. There's something about this woman that she's the hunter out of everything. She's the one that's doing, um, like these men kind of shield him and cover him and they take him to do the things. Maybe he has drivers or he has, I don't know what the situation is with this, but this woman is the one that's bringing him the prey. I'm seeing a 10 of cups. So I feel like specifically, when I look at this book, this channel, I mean, when I look at this card specifically is showing me that there's a very like innocent, family friendly energy about this card. And 10 of cups is usually family, life, and happiness. And what I see with this 10 of cups as well is I see that there is two children, two young children. I see a doe and her child as well. I'm seeing a dove. I'm seeing a fish in a cup. I'm seeing two butterflies and two hummingbirds. So this is really interesting. I feel like this is something that he's always wanted. I feel like he's always wanted a family. I feel like he's always wanted this type of a family life. I also feel like this is kind of his ideal situation. I feel like he missed out on having this type of childhood. I feel like he's always wanted a father. I feel like specifically he wanted to go fishing with his father, but let's keep going. So I have the Knight of Swords. And this is an illustration pretty much of a person who is very smart, has a lot of ideas. You know what I'm saying? He gets a lot of knights energy, knight, emperor, and a lot of wands so far from what I've seen. So there's a lot of like fiery energy in there. But then also like the knights are people who deliver messages. And so he has the Knight of Sword, which is like the delivering a message of thought and communication. This is representative of his singing career. I feel like a lot of people feel like he rescued them with some of his music. A lot of people have a lot of attachment to him by way of his songs. Let's keep it going. Princess of Pentacles. All right. Now we're getting into his desire for women. Princess. So this is a woman that is definitely young. I don't feel like he's attracted to women that's his age. I feel like his attraction for women is a set age range where they're still moldable, formidable. I feel like there's still a lot of innocence left in their minds regarding this. I feel like these are women who are of childbearing age. I don't feel like he has like straight up pedophilia. I feel like these are women that at least have menstrual cycles. But these are also women who are like Little Women, like they're teens, pretty much, Princess of Pentacles. Um, this is so interesting about R. Kelly. I feel like with his desire for women, he does not like women who are young who want to be grown. I don't get that. I don't get that. I don't get, like, if you see like a 16-year-old girl that's out and she's leaving the house, sneaking out, going to clubs and smoking weed and drinking. I don't feel like he likes that. I don't feel like he wants that type of girl. I feel like the one he wants is still innocent. That he wants to introduce that type of stuff to her. He doesn't want her to already know this. He wants to introduce different lifestyles to her. He does not like women who have been pregnant or has kids. I mean, there's fairies on this thing, and butterflies and stuff. Like, he likes a juvenile type of. Um, Truth is, he would like to have this type of woman, this Princess of Pentacles, to marry, and have kids with. He would like to have more kids. I feel like he definitely wants that. He wants a person that is very innocent, much younger than him, and he wants to move her into like this castle type thing, like rescue her. Like, he has like this save her situation that he has, and he feels like he would be saving her. He also has a Prince of Wands, which again, more wands. So he's like, he himself is, even though he's grown and he has a lot of grown man thoughts, there's something about him that never grew up, and that's what he's looking for in these women. And I see the High Priestess card, which the High Priestess card is a very intuitive placement card. I'm also seeing it as this is a more of a darker High Priestess card than the ones that I'm used to seeing, because there's definitely like the web behind there. I'm also seeing like it's 3 moons, so it's triple moons, like a witch. She's a witch. I'm also seeing, she herself has a lot of pregnancy energy. She has like a skull on her head. So his higher self, his intuition is dark. I mean, he has a very dark energy about him. His thoughts are really dark. He's more so a person that will get you caught up in a web of lies. He will entangle you in the things that he says. He spins very beautiful, elaborate stories and thoughts for people. And I feel like on top of that, with the moon being here, there's a lot of illusions, but there's a lot of mental and emotional activity that's going on. So there's these women, he's making them develop emotional feelings for them. And I feel like he does the same, but he's more so doing it by way of tricking them. I feel like his wisdom that he imparts on them is very much like a wisdom that is meant to manipulate and not to enlighten. So that's kind of like the personality from what I'm seeing about R. Kelly. Okay. So tell me about his childhood. Reading him gives me a headache, y'all. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to do this reading, but I do want to go through his childhood. I want to know how he felt about Ali, excuse me. I want to know his current situation with these underage girls that the underage woman that he had that urinated on. I want to go into these allegations about him having a sex cult, which so far, so I've seen the cards kind of play into that as well, and reading kind of in that same way. So it is to be assumed that he does have one, but we're going to keep going. Just give me a second. This just really makes me uncomfortable, with this reading, but this is something that kind of needs to be done. And I know other people have probably read for him, but I just need to. Anyway. All right, y'all. Let me drink some water. Should have made me some tea. All right. R. Kelly's energy does not want to reveal much about it, but we're going to look into it anyway. So the cards are shuffled enough. Should I pick from 3 parts of the deck? All right, let's read into R. Kelly. All right. This is why when I tell you guys, like as a medium, like I really take on the energy of this, and it's really uncomfortable, but I'm doing it. And I'll keep doing it, And I'm just gonna pray and meditate because I want to cry. I want to cry, y'all. It's like his energy is so weird. And like his childhood, you guys, is really weird. I don't know how else to explain it. Uh-oh.